Hey everyone, so this is Monolith and welcome to another episode of Yo Mama's Radio. And so, as some of you may know, my videos are about education most of the time. I just try to focus on video game development, and this is from an indie standpoint though, so I am an independent game developer myself. I have no releases, so no games ever released. I'm currently working on my first game, but that is essentially going to be a surprise for maybe a future video that I review my own game, but I basically just provide some criticism and maybe learn a few things along the way as well. And so before I start, I would like to say that I did in fact play this game. I'd say enough to maybe have learned something. Not as much as one probably needs to beat this game, but enough to be like, this game is kind of eh. And so I want to get into it. I do recommend playing Monolith, and I just, I hope you're here with me for the ride. Press Z to start, keys to move. Let's get into it, everyone. So you gotta lock on. And in the previous times, I should say, in the previous times, I did not know that, and you'll see here in a second, that you could lock in to multiple targets. So I did not see that before. Issue is getting the feet done, and that essentially hurts. So I let go, and it should shoot 3. I in the first times that I played this, I kind of got tired of it. It was 4 in the morning and I had just woken up from a nightmare, and I was like, what do I do? I'm scared right now. And I was just like, let's freaking run down Monolith. And so I got on this game, and I did initially create a video that I felt like I needed to redo. Because it wasn't like, it wasn't necessarily innovative because I was tired and trying to criticize while I was tired. So it was like, it didn't work out too well. Some people don't take constructive criticism too well, but I hope that the developers of Monolith do, because I'm kind of able to take this a little more seriously than I was able to this early morning at 4 in the morning. And you kind of notice some patterns going on. Like for instance, it's like you just follow a box, and a lot of the time you could avoid. You're essentially just driving in circles. So there's some things that kind of, I believe, are a little stale. And these guys right here are scary because they just cover so much area. But I guess up and down wise, not so. Does your ship regenerate? I kind of noticed that too. And so I did want to show, like, just, even if you're just in the smallest place, you could easily just, and then once it becomes, you can easily evade the shots, but, once it's multiple enemies, the variable changes, right? And so it's a little difficult. I do somewhat appreciate the lock-in system, but I think I realized not too long ago that I think the reason why the lock-in system is not so advanced is because it takes a lot more programming. It takes a lot more weaving and, you know, swaying with the code to, you know, to produce something a lot more elaborate, you know. And so I was like, you know, maybe the lock-in system isn't so bad after all, because, you know, initially I was like, why can't I shoot, you know, why can't I just shoot like multiple enemies, you know, like freeform, I mean, like just like shooting on my own accord rather than having to lock into them, you know. It's like maybe it's because having to shoot means each character. Not that it would be hard to produce that though. I don't think it'd be that hard to produce, like, you know, like, I don't think, what I'm saying is, I don't think it'd be that hard to produce, like, sorry, I'm kind of trying to focus and take this a little more serious now that I'm kind of able to. So you kind of learn, because I've never gotten this far. I'm a lot more awake right now than it was at, you know, at freaking 4 in the morning. So I don't know, I might actually be able to finish it this time. But yeah, so it seems like your ship kind of has a regeneration power or something, or so maybe after you get hit, trying to see. And I didn't notice that in the beginning neither. Like 4 in the morning, I did not notice that. I genuinely was asleep. I was like, maybe this game deserves more attention than I'm like, you know, talking out my butt from, you know, because man, this guy's different. This guy's getting close. Okay, now they're going faster, they're shooting more, and there's more of them, all at the same time. See, but you see how I'm like in this box where I could constantly, you know, occupy the machine learning, you know, because I believe that's machine learning. So this game is a lot more advanced than I thought it was. Yeah, a lot more advanced. And so I definitely recommend it. I just need to say this. The ship is awesome. You know, your spacecraft, awesome. Like, without a doubt, it is hands down awesome. Yeah, I definitely did not get this far at 4 in the morning when I was half asleep. Again. But yeah, the ship, awesome. Awesome ship, dude. Like, spaceship. The shuttle, you know, what, the jet. We'll call it a jet, because that's technically a space jet. The geometrical figures that shoot polygonal shapes at you is... In the beginning, I was like, this is kind of tacky, you know? Like, at 4 in the morning, I was like, this is tacky, you know? Like, I don't think this is, you know, I was kind of making fun of it. And not necessarily making fun of it, but I was just like, come on, dude. You couldn't make them missiles or something. But then if you think about it, they're spacecraft. But those dudes are more like alien crafts of some sort. So I'm like, maybe the reason why their ammunition is a circle is because... Oh, yeah, so this game is a lot easier to get through than I thought it was. Oh, wow. Because I didn't know you could regenerate your ship. That's cool. And what's this ship, organic, bro? Like, what were y'all... Has regenerating powers? It's pretty cool. Organic technology, definitely into it, eh? Please don't kill me in my sleep. Why am I here? Super Saiyan. No. Alright. Alright. So, I just want to talk about it a little bit before I try to get into it again. Okay, if you take this game serious, I promise you it will not upset you. This is a very good game, right? So, I do not know, and I'll use my pointer, I do not know if you can actually arrive to the Monolith. Cool, awesome. You never stop moving. Notice the screen, even when you die and there's no one there, this keeps moving at all times. I don't think there's anything wrong with this game, actually. It definitely presents a challenge. I think if you are in bad energy, you'll perceive it as a bad game. But if you're ready to take it serious and really like go for it, like this game is freaking awesome. Yeah, this freaking awesome. Monolith in stores now. I don't know what stores. Oh, itch.input output. All right, itch.io. So it's an independent store. I don't know if all of you know, but yeah, I love it. It's freaking sick. I don't see any problems with it. I really don't. Yeah, the code, everything. Yeah, I mean, I think I was getting into a specific conversation about the enemies or something. Being able to freeform shoot, but then that definitely takes away from the challenge if I was just able to shoot at them. Because then they would all need code for hit points and etc, which, to be honest, wouldn't be that bad. But the lock-in system, pretty cool. I would like to see, however, and I'll start a new round, and I'll talk about it. I would like to see, like, weapons, I guess. You know, like, maybe not weapons, but, like, even shields, like, you know, kind of we're talking about Galaga and all those old classic Atari games. Like, I don't know if Galaga had weapons in it though. I don't even remember the name of those other games where essentially it wasn't Space Invaders, was it? Definitely not. But you collect weapons, then you arm yourself with new different weapons. The motion is awesome. Another thing I was imagining in the morning was like making this like 3-dimensional. Even if it's in 2D sprites, you know? Or 2.5-dimensional sprites. Like, that would be sick. Like, just being able to turn, like, yeah, sorry, let me get this out of the way. I might die right now, but, oh. So yeah, I would love to do a freaking hard left right now and just turn out somewhere else. And actually get to the Monolith though, but just like traveling. Like, if I could travel with this space jet, this would be cool. Because then obstacles aside from the shooting, like, you know, mountains and peaks and plateaus and hills and water and even waves, whatever, volcanoes, you know, birds, stuff like that. But amazing. I don't think I have a negative experience. In the morning I did. 4 in the morning when I had no energy, very bad experience. Well, it wasn't very bad. I was like, what's the point of this? Because I was like, do you really get to the Monolith? And that's me on like low energy, like really bad, like thinking, like processing ability, you know, because I'm like unable to process information because I'm like half asleep. And no, yeah, good. Geometrical shapes shooting at you. You know, pretty cool. That's if you don't know what that shape is called, that's an elliptical. and ellipse. And so I think this game is good. I mean, I would have appreciated like balls that, you know, are shaped like actual, I don't know, ray gun with color. You know, maybe add some color to the grayness. You know, give it some life, give it some character, give it some temperature. You know, there's different temperatures in color, and so that's why at the bottom of the fire it's blue, at the top it's yellow, in between it's what? Red, something like that, right? It's like different. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like this is sick. This is sick. That's just from our artistic ability. What else? What can I say about this binary wise? So we have our bit mapping as ones and zeros. We're essentially flying in a zero. I don't know if that's how this works, but are these? Yeah, this looks really three-dimensional to me though. It looks that way. Yeah, and I mean, look, the ammunition is definitely three-dimensional, or theirs anyway. And yeah, this does seem 2.5 dimensional though, because I can't turn right now. If it were 3D, unless it's locked in or something. And so I think this game's a lot more advanced than well, I'm definitely not as advanced as this game developer. I'm new. I'm a straight newbie, and I'll leave it at that. And so, again, I'm making an ASCII game. Like, that's how new I am to this. I mean, I've studied, but I got a lot more studying to do, you know. And so, what else can I say about this? I don't know. I think it's a brilliant game. Like, it really is. Shit. Definitely ate my words on that, you know. I wasn't really talking crap about it. I was more like, you know, where's the education though? How about that one? That's really the one that I was like, that's really the one where I was like, cool, this is a cool game, but where's the education? Like, what are we learning from all this? How to not get shot? I guess it's not too bad. How to appreciate motion? I don't know. It's cool. Again, the jet, awesome. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they wanted. There was a mission here, and it was like definitely someone who grew up around jets, or at least admiring jets. I think I'm done talking mess though. I don't think I have too much else to say about this. It's kind of just a quick. Well, it probably wasn't quick to develop, but maybe it was at the same time. Ultimately, it's a good game. The music is awesome. If you turn it up and you plug in your headphones and all that, definitely immersive. Initially, I had just called it suspenseful, but it's actually both. It's not only immersive, it's also suspenseful. And so, very good game. What else? Yeah, this is like, there's like only one premise. You, the Monolith, and bad people, and that seems to be it. There's nothing really else. I do wish there was an educational component, like teaching people to do something in real life that they could actually take it to real life. Aside from just the mere motivation of wanting to possibly fly a jet one day. Like, I think that's cool. Yeah, that's it. I don't really got much else. Yeah, I don't really got much else to say about it. I did say all those things. Yeah, I would have liked like a shield, all that, the ammunition, I said all that. life hit points. I did not even know the jet could regenerate. That was sick. The bad guys, locking system. Yeah, it wasn't bad. This is not a bad game. I'll leave it at that. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to the end of this game because I got things to do. I just woke up again, and so, yeah, sick. Yeah, I think I'll play one more round and then just let it go. And just so we can kind of get a little fix in. So you can actually let go after they lock in, and you do not have to hold the Z button and then just push Z again and then gone. There is a lot to learn from this game, in terms of just observation of power though. Like, just pure observation, you know, making the connections. What are they doing? They're constantly shooting at you, and a constant is a variable in the, or a function in the encoding, and if I push up, if I push down, left, I'm still learning, straight noobster style. And then locking in, and then, wait, hold on. So, then there's also, again, this for everyone who might want to, let's see how long it takes to lock in. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, about 2 Mississippi to lock into one of the guys. So if you're in range, so let's say, yeah, so if you're about, I don't know, it seems like the size of the square, if you're about in that range, oh, you see, you're aiming square. So the aiming square. So your aiming square, you have to get it on them for it to begin the countdown. So that'd be like an if statement. If, you know. And then there's most likely a bunch of other functions and variables and whatever going on with that. But just so you can kind of understand what's going on from a game developer standpoint. So, you know, again, through observation of power, you can definitely learn a lot. But for someone who doesn't know, has never studied programming or anything like that, I don't think, you know, they probably definitely won't. Well, maybe. Who knows? You know, there's definitely some other things, you know. If I do this, and then there's this natural adaptation to it. We definitely, oh, if I go to the right, I won't get shot, right? And yeah, that's it. Shooting their ammunition would have been cool, you know? Yeah, this is just to have fun. You know what? If you calculate this right, just taking out one enemy at a time, like being strategic, you know, like being tactful and stuff. Because if you get hit, imagine you're getting hit, right? You get hit, then it's like you get hit, you could go shake it off. But imagine there's like 100 people shooting at you, and you don't got that much. You know, you can't take that many hits all at once. So it's like you destroy like a quarter of the group, right? And then you just leave and you go, you dance around, and it definitely feels like a dance because see, you get straight pwned, you know? But that's it. Very beautiful game. But alright, everybody, it has been pretty cool. I did not want to take too much time on this. Monolith, you can find it at itch.io. And again, this is Yo Mama's Radio.